Well, it's Saturday, I do know that. That is the tree that knocked down my fence. It's in the trash can. Ooh. No way. Yeah, I had problems with aphids. Killed them with poison. Prefer that nature would do it, but nature wasn't doing it. Dinky things all over my roses, especially the blossoms, sucking up the juice. Not if I notice you there. First year I was so caught up in everything else I didn't notice. I ate my roses as fast as they could grow. There ain't no roses that year. Second year I noticed. This is going on the third year. I'm going to have roses this year. But I also noticed that the concrete did not work very well. There was probably some sort of glue I could buy that would work better than that concrete did. I gotta wonder whether or not it's the concrete or the water to concrete mixture. But I removed one of the trees. There's two. I gotta get rid of another one yet. And they will grow back. I remember Pop-Up showed me something. He didn't show me. He was doing it because somebody told him or showed him it works. But I probably won't use gasoline. That would work too. You chop a tree down, drill a bunch of holes in the stump, and pour gasoline or weed killer in it. They ain't gonna grow after that. You just cut it down and grow back. Always gotta say this because it's a total fact. So much flows through my head. I'm very grateful, actually. It keeps me entertained. It keeps me busy. Even when I was depressed, when I looked really fantastic, I was not a happy camper. Everyone wants to eat me. No, that sucks. They all have their different ways of eating you, nonetheless. So moving on. The one conversation I did have tonight on Facebook takes me a while to get there too. But yeah, I chopped down the tree and had a day's worth of work, which is also social time, but you get paid for it, and you're doing something that you get paid for. It's still social time. You lose that. You can't always be socializing because that ain't proper belief. You gotta be doing something in between socializing. Most of the time you're doing something. Or being able to do something. Depending on what your skills are. Kimberly Smart. I don't know if she's full-blood Native American, but I know she's very proud of her Native American heritage, and I'm all for it. But you know, it still comes down to what I just said. Something passed through that she passed on, and I saw it and totally agreed. It's one of those things about being drunk. Unless Daddy's talking through me, I'm gonna jump around a lot and not be able to say exactly what happened. But anyway, she was like, you know, you remember 2 years ago, Jeff, you weren't sure you wanted me around? I'm still here and you still like me. That ain't how it was said, but yeah, it is a total fact. Yeah, I do. I was worried that I had to shut hormones out. That her hormones might be a little too much to handle. She didn't post anything that was incredibly awful. Not that it passed through. What little bit did, I like to call it young youngins. Yeah. The must of youth. You watch an elephant and Must, you know what I'm talking about. We're human, and we do the same thing, actually, just differently. Depending on who you are, you do it different ways that I'm not too pleased with. But, you know, it gotta be you. I always say be the best you can be, whatever it might be. I can only be me, and you can only be you. Nah. Especially for the youth. You know, I didn't even allow myself to drink until I was 30-something. No, I think it was 28, actually. You know, my crutch of choice was marijuana. I tried meth, I tried coke. Never stuck a needle in my arm. One of my dealers said, you gotta try freebasing, it's awesome. Yeah, it was that fucking awesome that I probably shouldn't be doing it. You know, I just need to be at peace. And that was pot, it still is. These things don't do nothing but kill you. Take your money. Basically, yeah. I mean, you know, it's like the worst kind of addiction because you don't get nothing out of it at all except something to do, and you could be thinking without smoking. But once they get themselves into you, goddamn, I quit twice. Jeez. Man, I wish I didn't smoke now. I know I cough a lot, and when I quit for 2 weeks, I noticed it went down. These are the most vicious, unrewarding drugs, nicotine. Yeah, I could bitch about hormones, you know, but bottom line, we wouldn't be here if they didn't function. You must. And most of the time it gets done. Yeah. And just flowing as it is. Sharon don't respond back to me anymore. send her messages just because I must. I can still see what she's living. She's just like I do. She posted, so, and we both have it open, so anybody can see it. I can't. Yeah, that's a good thing. I can't comment on her wall. Her whole world hates me. Yeah, Tony might not, but I mean, for the most part, they all hate me. Whatever, right? I actually consider this quite normal, but it's good that it is. On my wall is all kinds of goodness. I suppose it depends on what time of day you're looking, but, my prime time, I'm looking. They ain't a hell of a lot of it, but, in a day you get to do what you get to do. And Facebook actually gets not much of it, but I still enjoy the hell out of it. I spend a lot more time outside working. Outside and working and sleeping. I suppose we should try and figure that out, but percentage-wise, I think Facebook gets as much time as Diane does. That's social time, so I guess that's fair. Keeps me happy. Well, happy as I can be. I can't always be happy. I go through a whole lot of moods just like anybody else. Yeah, what time is it? Better check. 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Yeah, right. It's awesome. Talk about living in a fantasy world. Well, you gotta have a hybrid, Fantasy over here. Reality over here. This is what must be done. This could be done. It isn't yet. It could be. It will be. Feels good to feel that flowing from me. Yeah, I don't even mind as long as they ain't biting me. And I see all the birds fly around when it's dark and I'm sitting under light. The bumblebees make holes in wood. They tend to have arguments about space, you know. No, they don't worry about space. They worry about their own little space. Actually, I rescued one. I had a container that had water in it, and I noticed one was dead in there. And they don't just fly into water. I'm sitting next to them, or standing next to them every day, every morning, and every evening. So they have their pattern. It's usually around home, and sometimes they want to argue. So they have an aerial battle, and whoever gets knocked to the ground loses. Or if you end up in a big puddle, you're probably not getting out if you're a bumblebee. So, the first one died. The second one, I turned around. Whenever it happened, see this thing trying to get out, and of course it was not going to be able to. I already knew that. So I got out the shovel. They might sting me even when I'm being nice, just because they're scared to death. I'm trying to live, and they're touching me, and everything's going on. And, you fucker! That's a dead bee too. So I got the shovel and got it out of the puddle. So after that, I was looking at it, and it's panting. Yeah, well, no shit. He just got saved. I always go back to where I was at, so I check back about when I got home. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, but it wasn't there, so it obviously didn't die then. And I still got 3 bees having arguments in my little area here. I would put it off. I won't turn on the camera until it's okay. But then I'll run until I can. I won't do that, don't I? What time is it again? 32 seconds. Yeah, what is the origin of Jeff Whitehawk? Or even just Whitehawk? I know I'm not the only Whitehawk, just like there is. I wasn't the first one to find a 6-day plover either. 3 years ago, somebody found one on YouTube. Looked exactly like the one I found.